Hi, everyone. Welcome to Mike's Alternate Reality Show, the talk show I put together to talk to creative people that are out there pursuing their passions. Got a great show for you tonight. We'll be talking to the Rosenbergs. That's Tracy, Stephen, and Samantha Rosenberg, a musical family from here in Staten Island. We'll also be talking to my friend Carissa Pignatelli, who is a nurse working on the front lines fighting this COVID epidemic. So let's get things started. Here is a music video from Stephen Rosenberg. He's playing Flight of the Bumblebee. Check it out.
Hey, I'm gonna go outside with some friends. Where's a mask? Oh, I don't need a mask. Don't be a dummy. Wear a mask. Loose line out. Pinch the nose. There, now you can go outside. Be a hero today and wear your mask when you go outside to stop the spread of COVID-19. What if you don't have a mask? You can always make one at home like I did.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Mike's Alternate Reality Show. The video you just saw is by a friend of mine, a local ventriloquist named Irina, who I've seen at open mic nights. And it's obviously about wearing a mask to fight COVID-19. It's part of a contest. So if you find Irina on Facebook, find her video and tag it Governor Andrew Cuomo. The more tags she gets, the better chance she has of winning that contest. Now, speaking of COVID-19, my next guest is a local actress and model who also happens to be a nurse. She's working in a hospital right now with patients suffering from the coronavirus. So welcome, Carissa Pignatelli. Hi, Carissa. How are you doing?
Hi, Mike. How are you? I'm doing okay. A little tired, so I don't know if you can tell by the bags under my eyes, but
Now, you look great. It's just, are you still working crazy hours? I mean, how are things in the hospital?
it's like the Wild West because my unit vastly changed. We used to be a physical therapy unit where we would see people who got surgeries, whether it was hip replacements, knee replacements, things of that nature.
You treated
And
my mother.
what was that?
You treated my mother.
Yeah. I'm not supposed to confirm or deny, but yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. You obviously have given me permission, so it's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, we normally treated people who were trying to get back to a normal state of life. They had really gotten past the worst part of things, and we were just trying to get them back to doing the activities of daily living where they were used to. Or if they weren't able to get back to where they were, at least get them used to their new normal. Now, on the other hand, my unit has vastly changed. We went from a physical therapy unit to a COVID unit, and now we're a clean unit. But that doesn't mean we're out of the woods.
What does a clean unit mean?
Well, a clean unit basically means that people who come to the hospital for non-COVID related reasons. We've gotten everything from emergency surgeries, burns, anything that's non-COVID related. It's really a mixed bag.
Yeah, the normal stuff back in the old days.
Basically.
Yeah. So.
Yes.
So things are still crazy there. That's too bad, because I'm one of those people that's very eager to see the world open up again, and
me too.
all the professionals I'm hearing from say we're not ready for it.
You know what? I understand that economically it's not sustainable to keep people out of work. It's again, I understand, and believe me, I would like to do things like I used to again, but I don't think that's possible right now, because of how infectious this disease is, and the fact that we really don't have many ways to stop it from infection other than, I don't really call it social distancing, I call it physical distancing. I'll go into that in a bit. But,
Okay.
I'll go into it why. It's I have a good reason for it. But it's just, again, one of the things that happened to us recently, even though we're a clean unit, and like I said before, does not mean everything's safe, is that we had a few people came in for non-COVID reasons, and the ER was not going to test them. They don't test everybody coming in. There was a few people that showed up, got all the way through to our floor, and then tested positive for COVID.
So you have a clean unit, and they put a patient there, and they tested positive for COVID. So it's no longer technically clean, but I'm surprised. I thought they'd be testing more people by now.
I thought they would too, but I think what they're trying to really stick to is people that have symptoms. And a lot of the people that came in for non-COVID related reasons and tested positive were completely asymptomatic. They really had nothing going on. I think the only reason why there was some sort of a test done was because one person started developing symptoms while they were in the hospital. And along with that, we had another patient that shared a room with somebody. And I forget what led to it exactly, but it was decided they should probably, my apologies. It was actually one of them was going for an operative procedure.
Got it.
And that's when one of the doctors, the operating room said, we're not laying anyone down if they don't have a negative COVID result. And that's how we discovered it.
Wow.
Yes.
So, what's been the most inspirational story, the coolest recovery story you've seen so far?
Well, we actually had an 84-year-old that beat COVID. Back before we changed over to our clean unit, we had an 84-year-old that I remember he was struggling to breathe constantly. But then as time went on, he did a little bit of physical therapy just to kind of get himself moving around again and things like that. But he beat it. I remember when his results came back negative, I was ecstatic to see that. And I noticed he didn't need as much oxygen as he once did. He was starting to, we were able to wean him off of it. I was so happy about that. And he just was glad to go home.
Excellent.
Very glad to go home. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, so Krista, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us. I do thank you. I have the utmost respect for you and what you're doing and your colleagues.
Thank you.
What can I say? Keep up the good work.
We'll definitely keep trying. Again, I think people have realized now the importance of PPE, the importance of physical distancing. And I say physical because what we're doing now, we're being social. We're not physically being next to each other, but we're still being social. So I know a lot of people's mental health is kind of having a little trouble. I think we all have it right now. We're all a little down in the dumps, for lack of a better term. But if we're going to be quarantined, this is probably the best time because of all the technology that we have where we could be social and not physically be in contact with one another. So just because we're not, we're not in the same room doesn't mean we can't share experiences.
It's an excellent point. Excellent point. So thank you, Krista. Hopefully by the time the summer's out, we can at least have a barbecue or something.
I hope so. Oh, I hope so.
Okay. Well, I want to thank Carissa Pignatelli for coming on to chat with me via Zoom. In addition to being a nurse, Carissa is a terrific actress and model. As a matter of fact, you can catch her on Impractical Jokers. They run reruns all the time. And she had a very interesting cameo a couple years back, so I advise you look for it. Well, next up, we have a little tribute to Jim Henson, who died 30 years ago this year. First up is a Muppet performing some of my stand-up comedy, and then the Rosenberg family, led by Tracy Rosenberg, performing the classic Rainbow Connection. Check it out. So we just got through the holidays, right? We had Thanksgiving, we had Christmas, we had New Year's, but I found a new holiday this year. There was something mixed in, somewhere between Thanksgiving and New Year's. I was walking through Bryant Park, and it was a beautiful day, one of those beautiful days that we had last Sunday. And some college kids behind a table, giving out free cupcakes. I'm like, oh, hey, can I have a free cupcake? It's like, yeah. So I take a cupcake, and I say thank you, and I bite into it, and they say, have you heard about Trans Awareness Day? I'm like, oh man, that cupcake was not free. The purple icing should have been a tip-off. But I'm like, no, oh, yeah, you gotta tell people your pronoun of choice. And then you've gotta ask people for their pronoun of choice. And then you've gotta be sure to use people's pronouns of choice. I'm like, all right, in all fairness, that was good advice, something I never thought about. You know, times have changed. I'm like, you know what? Thank you very much. And I go to leave and I'm like, wait! And they had me not one, not two, but three full color, two-sided printouts about Trans Awareness Day and pronouns and stuff. And I'm like, wow. I took classes in college that didn't have this much reading material. I remember that distinctly because that's why I took those classes in college. And I'm like, all right, thank you very much. Thanks for the cupcake, thanks for this. Wait. And they hand me a Sharpie and a button. And they're like, you gotta write down your pronoun of choice and wear it so everyone will know your pronouns of choice. And this is where I got stuck. Because honestly, I really didn't know what a pronoun was. Schoolhouse Rock didn't have a song for that. I didn't want to offend, I didn't want to say the wrong thing, because, you know, as an old white dude, most of the things I say are wrong. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what do you got for heterosexual white dudes? Well, they recommended he, him, his, and that's what I did. I wore that button, but I did read the material. There's some other pronouns I'm thinking about trying out. So.
But only illusions, and rainbows have thing.
And it's the Rosenberg family. Tracy, Stephen, Samantha, how are you guys doing?
We're great.
Yo, what's up, man?
So we've already seen your video, Stephen, the Bumblebee. That is quite a keytar you have there.
Thanks, man.
If there's such a thing, I think that might be a baby grand keytar.
The thing is a monster, first of all, because most keytars usually are pretty small, you know? So Roland kind of surprised everyone. They were like, hey, let's make a normal guitar, except now let's make it even bigger than like a normal guitar. And yeah, no, that thing's just a monster, but it's fun as hell to play.
What made you decide to do Bumblebee?
Why the hell not? No.
You got 3 videos. It's so the choice is so eclectic. We've got the Flight of the Bumblebee, then the Rainbow Connection, which we'll see, and then I'm going to finish up with a Frozen song. So,
well, the thing with Bumblebee is, I mean, it's all right. I mean, that's ordinarily played in like a classical forum, but it's actually, if you've played the game Tetris, right? It's always some sort of usually Russian-based classical theme. In the newest version on the Switch, Tetris 99, when everything is ramping up and it's really trying to hype the energy, it plays a rocked-out version of Flight of the Bumblebee. And the first time I heard that, I was like, oh my god, this is absolutely incredible. And then I started playing around with it, and I was like, you know what? You know what would be kind of interesting? Because at that time, I had just kind of recently got the guitar. So at that point in my head, I was like, ooh, I'm going to play everything I can on this thing. So that's kind of what was.
Here's a fun fact, Mike. The guitar is made by Roland, and Stephen had posted the video, and Roland was so impressed with it that they posted it on their own website.
All right.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I have to ask, Stephen, who's your favorite guitar player?
My favorite guitar player.
You don't have to answer.
No, I'd probably say Edgar Winter, for sure.
Edgar Winter.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely like the first one that comes to mind too when I think like classical guitar.
When I think of guitars, I think of 80s music videos with mullets and silvery jackets.
No one plays a guitar like
except Stephen.
I know of on the island. There are 2 other guitar players on the island, but even so, it's just such an impractical instrument. But it's just so freaking fun that who cares? Like,
yeah, it looks like fun. Kind of modern day accordion.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
A little cooler.
Yes.
So Tracy, I've known you for years, and you've always been a musician. You're a musician since you were a child.
Yeah.
And you've made it your career. You've musical directed plays that I've been in. We've done musical theater together.
Yeah. Good times. Good times.
And good job passing the genes on.
Let me tell you something. These 2 have far surpassed anything I could ever do.
No, I don't know about that.
Oh, trust me.
So Samantha, Miss Richmond County 2019, how are you doing without your crown this year?
I mean, it's been fine. I'm very lucky that I got to have my full year doing everything that I wanted to because they actually canceled Miss New York for this year.
They canceled the pageant?
They canceled the entire pageant. So I'm not going to be able to compete again for Miss Staten Island or Miss Richmond County again in November. I'm going to have to wait till 2021, like very late next year. And the girls this year, they have the option to either hold on to their titles or bow out and give them up if they don't want to do it. But it just kind of sucks to be in that position because I know the girl that I crowned, she never did a pageant before. This was her first go around ever.
Oh, wow.
And she won on her first try. Super young though. She's a senior in high school.
Okay.
So it was a new experience for her, and I'm sad that she has to wait an entire year, or maybe not at all if she decides to give it up. So,
I don't think she will.
I don't think she will either. It depends on what she does with college, but
right.
It's sad to say.
Well, the good news is Miss Staten Island can get kicked out of the parade again next year.
Exactly, yeah. It can happen possibly. You never know. Hopefully it'll be
a little
organized.
more inclusive.
Yeah, more inclusive for sure. Hopefully that won't have to happen.
No, yeah, that was a horrible incident.
Yeah.
I mean,
The amount of people that they kicked out.
It just, for years, oh no, homosexuals can march, they just can't march under their own banner. And then they try to march as Miss Staten Island or Assemblyman so-and-so or Councilman so-and-so, and they still get kicked out. So
It
their
was
hypocrisy and their homophobia was totally exposed.
It really was.
Right.
It really
Very,
was.
very uncalled for.
it was so uncalled for. This happened kind of last year. Like, it was kind of a big thing with the Pride Center not being able to march, but it wasn't as big of a thing as it was this year. This year
They
it really
blew
came
it
to
up.
the forefront, and it just
They got blown
went
out
crazy.
of proportion.
Yeah.
It got blown out of proportion by the parade organizer.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely.
10,000%.
I mean, a city councilman shows up with a pin.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gets kicked out. That
The entire marching band was kicked out because of the pin.
Yeah, and it was, they decided to leave, and that was the best thing Port Richmond could have done. They said either take off the rainbow and everything and march, or leave, and they all left. I couldn't be prouder.
They were put in the spotlight in a negative way, and instead of doing the right thing and saying, you're right, we're going to back down, they doubled down and made it happen. So, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, interesting.
But on to happier
We started.
You guys, we're showing 3 of your videos tonight, but you guys have been playing a lot of music at home during the COVID crisis.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
What else is there to do?
Quite honestly, yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah. There's a lot of worse things you could be doing. So it's
I'm on the computer all day for work, so we got to do something fun after that's all done.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Are you all working day jobs during the day?
I'm not.
Yes.
Samantha, unfortunately, is not.
I didn't lose my job. I'm on furlough right now, so I'm just not getting paid. But at least I know once the mall reopens, because I work at American Eagle. But at least I know I'm going to have a job at the end of this. I'm not losing anything, which is good.
Good.
They've been handling this very well.
So what made you pick Frozen as
Because the movie came out. So Steven and I went to the movies with 2 of our friends. And the minute we got in the car to go home, there was no question that this was even a cover. I didn't even have to say anything. Steven didn't have to say anything to me. We just kind of made it happen when we both had the chance.
It was understood.
Yeah.
Most of the time, whenever we pick a song to cover, there's quite literally no other reason than, I'm bored, let's make a song. Oh, what song do you want to do this time? All right, this is cool. Or, wow, that was really cool. We got to cover that.
Yeah.
There's usually no further meaning.
now, did you guys love the Rainbow Connection as much as I'm sure your mother did? Your mom and I.
We're all Disney fans, so
I've grown up with that song, so yeah.
That one had special meaning because we did something called the Rainbow Project at school when all of this started.
Oh, right, yeah.
And all of the kids and the faculty, they were all making these artistic rainbows and putting them in their windows and all that stuff. But I'm not an artist in that respect, but I'm an artist in a musical respect. So I decided that I would contribute the way I best know how, which is through my music. And the message there was, there's always a rainbow after the storm.
Yeah. And the video went a little viral, didn't it? It
did. The Stand Vans picked it up. They put it on SI Live.
It was crazy.
It went all over the place, which was kind of fun.
So many people on Facebook that I don't even know were sharing it, like Tracy and all their friends were sharing it, which was super nice because I didn't know half of these people. I just kind of expected our friends to like it and be like, oh, like, this is really sweet. I didn't expect it to be an entire thing, which was really cool to say that we touched so many people.
A friend of ours that works for the advance shared it on SI Live too, so that definitely helped get it out as well.
Yeah, it got to print. I mean, I saw it in print in the Oz section.
Yeah, they put a whole story in there about the Eltonville family that did the Rainbow Connection, which was pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the arts, you don't make it to print anymore if you're lucky enough to make it to the website.
Exactly.
That's so true. So true.
Yeah. All right, so you guys are doing concerts every Saturday evening, right?
Yes, every Saturday at 8 o'clock, me and my sister started putting on weekly concerts in our basement, usually for about an hour or so. Gives us an excuse to perform for everyone still, and it's pretty fun to do. It
gives me an excuse to put on jeans and wear makeups, because I haven't done that really.
Yeah.
Steven calls it the Rosen Studio. Yes. He set up the whole studio downstairs.
Which we've had for years.
Well, it's a very impressive setup. I've been there.
Yes.
It's seen a little bit of a rework ever since the pandemic started, just so we could modify it for teaching at home, but it's more or less the same thing.
Yeah, well, it's
just more wine behind everything.
I love watching you guys bring out the toys. It's almost, the Keytar was.
It's all about the toys.
Yeah. So. All right, guys, why don't we play this video? This is from Frozen 2 or Frozen 1?
This is the second one, the new one.
From Frozen 2, okay. So we're going to end the show with that because it's a wonderful piece. Samantha sings it beautifully.
Thank you.
Stephen plays it great. And keep it up. I will definitely, look, I told you, I tune into your concerts during the week. Even if I don't catch it on Saturday, I'll put it on while I'm working. I have a day job too.
Oh, I love that.
Thank you, man.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and they both have YouTube channels. I have a YouTube channel, so if they want to check out any more of our videos, they're all there.
They're all in the links in our Facebook bio, Instagrams, and everything like that. It's easy access.
Excellent.
Yes.
Okay, well, from the Rosen studio, they are the Rosenbergs. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Hopefully we can be in the same room by
Yeah,
the time the summer's over.
That would be
that
awesome.
would be great.
Or the same backyard at least.
Yeah.
Bye-bye, guys.
Good to see you,
Bye.
Mike.
Have a good one, buddy.
Well, that's all we have for this episode of Mike's Alternate Reality Show. I want to thank my guests, my friend Irina, the ventriloquist. Please do find her video and vote for it in the governor's contest. My friend Tracy Pignatelli, wish her well in her continuing fight on the front lines against COVID-19. And the very talented Rosenberg family, who will take us out with a song from Frozen 2. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you next time. Good night.
What was that? Samantha? Oh! I'm Samantha. Dude, what the hell? I'm trying to sleep!
Sorry.
Into the unknown, into the unknown, into the unknown. I can hear you, but I won't. Some look for trouble, while others don't. There's a thousand reasons I should go about my day and ignore your whispers, which I wish would go away. Oh. Whoa. You're not a voice, you're just a ringing in my ear. And if I heard you, which I don't, I'm spoken for, I fear. Everyone I've ever loved is here within these walls. I'm sorry, secret siren, but I'm blocking out your calls. I've had my adventure, I don't need something new. I'm afraid of what I'm risking if I follow you into the unknown. Into the unknown. Into the unknown. What do you want? 'Cause you've been keeping me awake. Are you here to distract me so I make a big mistake? Or are you someone out there who's a little bit like me? Who knows deep down I'm not where I'm meant to be? Every day's a little harder as I feel your power grow.